Hey world, it is Sheila and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. I am an ISFP that likes to ramble about ISFP-ness. So if that's something that you're looking for, then you've come to the right channel. So, all right, I wanted to talk about in MBTI, ISFPs get called the artist. And what does that mean? Are all ISFPs artists? I think we are. And not always in the sense of, like when you think of an artist, you think of either like a painter, a sculptor, a musician, but there is like a whole spectrum of artists out there, from creating, a home. Like architects to me are artists. They're designing homes, and then you got the interior designers that come in and design these beautiful rooms. You have craftsmen type people who design like a couch, and you've got the painters. Yeah, so when you look around, I think ISFPs just are always looking at the spin on art, like what is beautiful and what moves you internally and gets an emotion from you. Whether it be like a decadent chocolate cake from a master baker, like that's art. When something, you take a bite of it and you're just like moved, they're an artist. They're, oh, I thought there was a door. You musicians, dancers, just the whole spectrum. And you're going to find a lot of ISFPs mingled and sprinkled throughout all those spectrum genres, whatever. So I wanted to talk about me and my art and how I have always been creative. And it started, well, I was little and I loved coloring books and coloring. I mean, most kids, like to color, but I would sit for hours and color and go through so many coloring books. And even into my like junior high, and then I would draw, and I remember I got this one horse book that was like learn how to draw horses. And I would sit at my little table and sit and draw horses and look at the book and draw. But as a young kid, for some reason, I don't know if somebody told me this or if it was just my way of thinking, I thought to be a real artist, you would have to just pick up a pencil and start drawing and have this wonderful masterpiece. And yes, there are some of those savants out there that can pick up, a pen or a brush and create these beautiful things by never picking up something, but it is like 1 in a million. Well, I don't know the numbers, but it's very rare, like Mozart, he was a prodigy and could, make these masterpieces at 6 years old. That's not the normal. So as I got older, I realized, okay, you just have to practice and put time in it. And I didn't have the time to really sit down and master that craft. I was mastering, my hair craft and becoming a stylist and working and, getting a house. And I was just busy, and art kind of always sat on the back burner, but I always loved it. And I remember my sister and I were maybe like junior high, and I was like missing coloring books. And this is way before they make adult coloring books. And I remember we went to the, Target or store, and we were like, our little sister Sally wants a coloring book and crayons, and because we were embarrassed that at, junior high or maybe even like ninth grade, that I wanted to buy little kids coloring books and crayons because I just wanted to color. But I had, in the aisle, we were like pretending we were buying it for our little sister Sally, and going to my mom and be like, this is for little sister Sally, can we get some coloring books? So even now we joke about it, about sister Sally. And if you ever watched one of my old videos, I do have a sister out there that I just found out about a few years ago, that my parents gave up for adoption before they got married. So I have a sister Sally out there. She's just older than me, which I would love to find her someday. And so, drawing, and it just went on the back burner. And over the years, I'd pick up sketchbooks and draw and try to sketch people. And I suck at people. People are hard. But I liked it. And pets, I've done some, my cats and my hamster. When my hamster in junior high died, I drew a picture of him to remember, a little Frisky. And so there was like, whenever I'd get in these FI funks, I would turn to art to kind of just sleep process, because for me, my SE, when I'm doing something physical, that's when I kind of go in, and not physical in the sense of I have to like concentrate physical, but something that I don't really have to concentrate. I can just do on autopilot and just relax. And that's when I'll sit and process those emotions. And a lot of times, it will come out in what I make. I'll have these different vibes and moods of stuff I make and create. And so I think we use that to express ourselves outwardly through a medium, because we don't like to express ourselves emotionally, in general. Like, I can talk about my emotions and my feelings after I've processed them and try to figure them out myself, because I like to do that by myself. And then I'll come out and be like, oh yeah, and talk about it. But when I'm in the middle of that hardcore feeling or emotion or funk, that's when I'm like retreat and go in and have to do something with my hands and create. So about a month ago, for some reason, I'm like, I don't even know what sparked this new rabbit hole, but it's watercolor. And I've played with acrylics a little bit over the years in painting, and I didn't really love it. And I didn't spend the time doing it. I made a few things. I'm like, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to commit. I'm going to buckle down and learn this art form, this medium. And so I went out and got the paints and the brushes and some paper, and spent hours consuming YouTube videos and watching tutorials and learning. And then for me, with the consume play, like, those are my first two animals in objective personality. So consume, learn, take in all the information you can, and then play is going out and expending the energy for, and that's like taking the paint and actually putting it on the paper. You're playing, that's the play. I mean, it can be play with people, but it can also be just playing. It's just expending energy. And so with my two animals consume play, I'm much more apt to take in information and then quickly wanting to SE do the thing. Where I think maybe somebody who has play last, they're probably going to stick more in that consume and take a lot longer before they're ready to come out and be like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I have enough information. I think I have enough of this and enough of that. And then maybe try to do a little bit. But I just, with my consume play, I'll just throw crap at the wall and see what sticks and what works and what doesn't work. And I'm like, oh. And so I'm kind of a jack of all trades with that consume play, because I will just be like, oh, that looks interesting, and learn enough that I just feel like, okay, I think I got a little understanding and let's try it. I have to SE, do the thing to see the result, to learn from it. And that's where SE is just beautiful and underrated, because we as SE, users, first or second, we are going to be the most like jack of all trades, pick up a thing, but also we are really going to be damn good at doing the thing too, because we're just not afraid to jump in feet first and make it a reality. Where, like if you have SE demon or SI demon, you're less apt to, you might be able to think of all these wonderful things but the world's not going to see it because you're too scared to put it out there. So SE it's so underrated in the MBTI community, but I'm preaching my saviors though. So, I think with ISFPs, with that SE, we are just going to be able to do the thing and let the world see it. Now, being an IP, it's a little scary to put our work out there, but we do. I wonder how many ISFPs okay, so for me, like I started an Instagram channel. It's like right away. I mean, this has been a month of learning how to watercolor. I said, okay, I'm going to paint every single day for the rest of the year, even if it's just something simple or doing some swatches. Just learn the water control and the paint control and the brush control. And so I said, okay, I'm going to hold myself accountable and start an Instagram account and put a piece of art every single day out there, which, I suck. I'm not that great yet. I'm just learning, and it's a little scary to do that. But in a sense, I'm also like, I want to show that at, 47 years old, I'll be 48 in like 5 days. My birthday's coming up. You know what that means? That means Greg, my hubby, is going to have to do a video with me. So I'm holding him accountable. He said for my birthday. So we'll be doing that. But so I wanted to hold myself accountable and just put my artwork out there and then be like, okay, at 47 years of age, you can pick up a paintbrush. You can learn, you can teach an old dog new tricks. So it's never too late. And I don't ever want to go through life having regrets. It always reminds me of that tattoo in that video, No Regrets, or that movie. Sorry, my SE brain just all over the place. So, yeah, I don't want to have any regrets about like, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that. And my SE is just like, let's do it. And so if you want to follow me and watch my little progress over the, next year or so, or however long I stick to this rabbit hole, it's She Marie Art. And so she, SHEMARIEART on Instagram. So my nickname is She. A lot of my friends and family just call me She. And then my middle name is Marie. She Marie. And like, that sounds better than Sheila Art. She Marie Art. I don't know, whatever. And so you could follow my little Instagram and comment if you want to. If you don't, then that's fine. But yesterday I just finished this hibiscus painting. That one turned out pretty good. I messed up a little bit right there. I don't mind showing you the bad stuff, but my brush got a little wonky, and of course, watercolor is not a very forgiving medium. Once you lay a color down, there's no like erasing it. You can't cover it up. Well, you could with some white gouache or something, but then you got white gouache on there, so I'm like, just leave it. It's got a little thick down there. So that's one thing about watercolor. It is not very forgiving. It's what you put down is what you see, and where like acrylics and oils you can cover and layer and cover and layer, and not with watercolor. But I like that challenge. So yeah, if you are an ISFP and have like an art medium, fill in the blank, whatever it is, that you might not even think that it's art related, but you are doing it to get out a feeling or emotion and creating something. So let me know what you like to do. All right, have a great day. Bye.